Politics on YourIowa.com is brought to you by the Commission on U.S. Territories, striving for equal representation around the globe, and by Keep Iowa First, committed to keeping the Iowa caucuses the first in the nation contest in selecting the presidency of the United States. And now, here's your host, Brent Roske.
Good morning, everybody, and Happy New Year. I couldn't be more grateful to be here with you today, starting something that, well, I've wanted to do for just a long time, and that is have a direct conversation with folks. You know, we're going to call this a news program, but really it's your Iowa morning. And what does that mean? It's really about talking about things that could help each other. It's being positive. It's not shying away from real news. It's not, you know, if something happens that's dramatic and big in the world, we'll definitely let you know about it. But it's really about building community, building bridges, and especially now when we're all kind of figuring out different ways to interact with everybody. I just wanted this direct line with folks to reach out, and it's going to be Monday through Friday at 7 a.m. here. You can actually, if you looked out the window right now, there is no sun here yet in the Midwest, in the central states here in Iowa. But folks, let's just jump right into it, because it is truly, to me, a fascinating transition into technology, because what we are able to do with a computer and some really good friends and people supporting today is just incredible. Today's guests, we have Oscar winner Bryan Fogel. Now, Bryan, the last time I saw him, we had dinner in Santa Barbara. 3 weeks later, he won the Oscar for Icarus. Have you seen Icarus? It's an incredible movie on Netflix. So what are we talking about today? His follow-up film is called The Dissident, and he might need to make room on his shelf for another Oscar, folks. This thing is getting rave reviews. People are saying not only is it a good film, it's a film that has to be seen. It goes to the very essence of storytelling, of freedom of speech. It's a fascinating film. So we're going to be talking about that with Oscar winner Bryan Fogel. We're also going to be chatting with Iowa realtor Misty Soldwisch. Now, realty to me is a passionate endeavor. I have had some good luck in the real estate market, and what's interesting to me is real estate speaks so much to our lives, and home ownership, at least in my life, was a huge game changer. And so part of this show is helping folks get into their first house or refinance and all that sort of thing. So she's actually going to be showing us some real houses that are for sale right now in this area. You know, I lived in California for 17 years. I was in Southern California and came here to the Midwest for a lot of the reasons. And one big reason is that you get a house with a pretty fireplace, and, you know, it's just certainly a lot more attainable here than a lot of places. But our first guest, and before I bring her on, let me say that next week, Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. this time. And of course, if you miss it live, it broadcasts right here at the site. You can just click play. But we have on writers and elected officials, actual royalty. We've got community leaders. So it's I am so grateful to all the folks who've said they would come on this program. If you have an idea about how to make this program better, it's a really simple email address. I'll pop it up on the screen later, but it's just Roske@YourIowa.com. Easy to remember. Send me your thoughts. If you'd like to be on the program, if you have a business, you want to talk about that, because we want to do everything we can to help our small business leaders out there to make it through this and really make 2021 a great year. This is a positive endeavor. And we're so grateful you're tuning in today. So our first guest, and again, this blows my mind that we can even do this. I emailed her and I said, I think this will work. And I'm going to pull her up on the screen right here. Lisa Marks is all the way from the UK. Lisa, thank you so much for being with us today.
Absolute pleasure. I can't believe this is happening. I wanted to be in Iowa on January the 1st. So here we are. Great stuff.
What time is it there in Leon-C?
It's 1 o'clock in the afternoon, so I'd say it's daylight, but here we're in the middle of winter, so it's a kind of daylight. I mean, you know, it's trying its best out there. Yeah.
So how far? Leon-C is what, about an hour outside of London, or have I got that wrong?
Yeah, if you head east out of London, Leigh-on-Sea is you sort of about 45 miles or so, and there we are on the coast. It's very pretty, little fishing village, and there's cobbled streets, and you buy your oysters and mussels and things like that. It's really nice.
Oh, that's fantastic. So Lisa Marks is an author, a journalist. She's written this new book, and we're going to talk about this. This is a big old, look at how big this book is. It's as big as my head. Ryan is ready for you now. It is a fantastic book. So folks, people do things in the world. They put things out and you try to support and all that sort of thing. I bought this book. I was so excited. I've known Lisa. I've known you for 12 years now, I think. So I bought this book and I got it in the mail because, of course, I was so excited. Lisa was going to be the first guest on the program. And I opened it up. I figured, well, I'll read just a little bit to, be ready for this interview. I read the first half in the first sit. It's so good, Lisa. So why don't you give folks the quick little elevator pitch on what it is?
Well, basically, it's my 30-year career in journalism, essentially. And I started on a local paper, and I take the reader all the way through from that sort of modest beginning start on a local paper here just up the road, the South End Evening Echo, all the way to my career in Hollywood, where I covered movie junkets and interviewed all the biggest names in movies, and that was some really fun years there. But actually, so I've got a lot of stories to tell, a lot of entertaining stories, and people would ask me again, what was it like to interview Hugh Jackman, and who was the worst and who was the best? And I thought, I want to get it down on paper, but actually I want to write a book that has a point to it as well. So I decided to write a book that broke down the entire process of interviewing a celebrity, from getting the brief to filing the copy, but everything that happens in between, from literally doing your research, walking in the room, when things go wrong at a press conference, red carpet event. And so that's how the book works. And there's this little story arc about, will I ever get to interview Ryan Gosling? Because people used to ask me about him a lot. But no,
and the thing about the book, which is it's so lovely. You use some of the tools that Larry David uses in Curb Your Enthusiasm, and that as a reader, you know that you're not afraid to have a little fun at your own expense. And that I think that's some of the humanity. People think about Hollywood, it's this big neon plastic world, but these little moments you have with Scarlett Johansson and with Courtney Cox and with Bruce Willis and with Jamie Foxx, all these people, you have these little moments of humanity that have little to do with the Hollywood publicity machine. What they have to do is you interacting with folks one-on-one, and especially the juxtaposition of being in the room when they are at the height of their celebrity. These are press junkets at the Four Seasons, or you're on set with Bruce Willis. So they're at the height of their celebrity, but all of a sudden you find ways to have these little moments of humanity and break through it. I really enjoyed the book. So was it hard to decide which stories to put in? Did you have ones that you held out, or did you have it written down on a big board and you said yes, no?
Wow. Actually, funny enough, you mentioned Larry David. I don't think it's in there, but I actually once spilled a vodka and cranberry over Larry David's jeans, and at a party somewhere in West Hollywood or something. I can't even remember. It was someone's birthday party. And Larry David turned up. It was really bizarre, and he sort of looked at me and gave me that withering curb look, which was fantastic. It was worth it. It was worth the embarrassment just to get a look at Larry David. But because that sort of thing happens, as you know, in Hollywood all the time. You would just bump into people. But it wasn't really difficult. I mean, literally, I went through all the stories and all my interviews and, all my archive. But things stay with me. And what I really enjoyed about meeting the biggest stars in the world was finding, as you say, their humanity and realizing they are just a person, but they've just got this huge machine around them. And once you're sitting in a room with Kate Blanchett or, Courtney Cox or Hugh Jackman or whatever, you realize, okay, you are a person. And obviously some have more of an impact than others. And, Betty White was a huge interview for me to do, but I was hugely jet lagged the day I interviewed Betty White and ended up tripping up and falling into her trailer and knocking things over and dropping things and hitting my head, and the bag spilled everywhere. And she was so gracious. She actually asked me if I wanted a cocktail.
Folks, the book is called Ryan is Ready for You Now. It is for sale. You can get it on Amazon. Is that right, Lisa?
Yes, go straight to Amazon and they'll ship it out to you in a couple of days, hopefully. Yeah.
Well, Lisa, thank you so much for being our first guest. Not only our first guest, our first guest international scale live via, huge thanks to YouTube for being the broadcast sponsor on this and making this possible. Lisa, give your best to your mom. Lisa and her mom went out sailing on Judge Frank's boat with us many years ago. And just say hi to her. Happy New Year to you and all our friends in the United Kingdom.
Oh, Happy New Year to you. And Babs says hi. She was insistent that I said that. So, and a Happy New Year from Babs to all the people of Iowa and everywhere.
I love it. All right, folks, we're going to come back with Misty Soldwisch. She's going to walk us through some houses for sale here. And then Oscar winner Bryan Fogel. Up first is a piece I directed for Justice for Vets with some folks from the cast of The West Wing. And we'll be right back.
A decade of war has taken an unprecedented toll on our men and women in uniform. Most veterans return to our communities as leaders, but everyone's journey home is not the same.
Hundreds of thousands of our veterans are suffering from the trauma of war.
Without assistance, the downward spiral can be quick and destructive.
It doesn't have to be this way.
At Justice for Vets, we believe that every veteran should have the opportunity for treatment and restoration.
Justice for Vets is the only national organization dedicated to the expansion of veterans' treatment courts.
Veterans treatment courts hold our veterans accountable for their actions.
By providing structure, treatment, and mentoring, these courts help our veterans and their families get their lives back on track.
And veterans treatment courts work.
We ask much of our men and women in uniform, and they ask little in return. It is our collective duty to come to their aid when they struggle on the home front. This not only honors their sacrifice, but makes our communities stronger.
A donation to Justice for Vets helps put a veterans treatment court within reach of every veteran in need.
A donation to Justice for Vets keeps veterans in treatment where they belong.
A donation to Justice for Vets shows your commitment to leaving no veteran behind.
A donation to Justice for Vets will help save lives, restore families, and rebuild communities.
Get involved and go to justiceforvets.org.
Veterans fought for our freedom. Now it's our turn to fight for theirs. Thank you.
Folks, welcome back to the program. One of my more than passionate interests is real estate. So I couldn't be more happy on this first episode, our big New Year's Day special, to have on, one of the most well-known real estate brokers, agents in the state, Misty Soldwisch. Thank you so much for being on the program today.
Thanks so much for having me.
I love it. Folks, we didn't plan this, but I love our matching fireplace. Where are you, Misty, where are you at right now?
I'm at my home in Indianola.
Indianola. Folks, if you're not familiar with the Des Moines area, I always think Indianola is the perfect distance from Des Moines. It's just a quick little drive and you can get there, you can relax, and then you come back into the city. But Indianola is great. Misty was in the holiday special, and you have such a beautiful office building down there. How long have you folks had those offices?
So our office at 117 East Salem, we've had for 4 years. And like you mentioned, we've just gone all out for Christmas decorating every year, and it's been really, really great with the space.
Oh, it's fantastic. Such a beautiful spot down there. But, again, folks, today is all about possibilities. It's New Year's Day. What will the new year bring? And, this house that I'm chatting to you in, we just did a refi because, boy, these rates are so low. It's got to be like the best time to buy ever in history. What do you think?
Well, record low interest rates, it really creates so much buying power and home affordability, which is wonderful.
Yeah. Well, without further ado, and I know the folks are watching from all over the world today. We have guests from Britain. Of course, Misty is here from Iowa. We've got guests from Malibu, California. And I'd love to see out-of-towners see these real estate prices. I've had friends visit from out of town. They're like, oh, I'm buying a house. So let's take a look at some of these houses. Now, these houses are available. They are for sale with Misty. Let's take a look at the first one. Why don't you walk us through what we're looking at?
So this first one is a new construction home at 6310 Northeast 9th Court, Des Moines. Now, this neighborhood is really a great secret. It is northern Des Moines and just south of Ankeny off of Woodland Hills Golf Course. But this is a new construction home by Lido Built Homes. Wonderful, small, hands-on builder. This is priced at $334,900. But what I love about John Lido is he puts all sorts of really nice little touches, little extras in his home. And as you can see from this photo, great view of the golf course. And it's just a wonderful, convenient neighborhood.
Oh, that's fantastic. And what's interesting here, if we go back to the front, these lines they've got some real nice character to it. So often when they build these houses, they just look like every other house, but that's great. And boy, you mentioned this golf course view. I know a lot of folks who'd love that. All right, let's jump along here. Indianola, here you go.
Yeah, so this is a home in Indianola at 1404 East Detroit Avenue. Now, this is a really spacious home, 4 bedrooms for $249,900. The great thing about this home, the interior has been fully updated, all new flooring, doors, trim, brand new kitchen, and it just is really spacious and beautiful. But 4 bedrooms, 2.5 baths, 2-car attached garage, and a really nice fenced yard. So $249,900.
Yeah, that's a great price. And I love those countertops. You'd be able to, 4 bedrooms, you're going to have family in there, those countertops are definitely going to be able to handle that. So yeah, beautiful house down there in Indianola. And then finally, now this is, I love the houses, but this to me is my favorite. Folks, look at this showstopper right here. Wow, look at that.
Yeah, so this is a condo that is in the 111 lofts downtown. And, we hear lots of people that once they become empty nesters, they're like, hey, I'd like to do downtown living. There's so many amenities now. But this is a 1-bedroom, 1.5 bath condo for $227,999. But it's got the super tall ceilings and the exposed ductwork, tons of glass, and just amazing views.
Just coming home to that, you just feel like you own the whole city.
Oh, I mean, it just feels like you're in a huge city, and it's just a really great opportunity that Des Moines offers.
Well, and you think about this, boy, my goodness, if this was in, say, Los Angeles, there'd be a 1 before that. It'd be 1.2 million.
Well, and that's what I think is such a great opportunity in Des Moines real estate. It's affordable, it's consistent, and it's just a really smart investment to be a homeowner in Des Moines.
So, Misty, I know folks love these houses. We've got some beautiful photographs here. If people want to learn more, if they want to take the first step to maybe buying or learning more, what's the best way to get a hold of you?
So check out my website, soldincentraliowa.com, or feel free to give me a call at 515-229-9764.
Misty Soldwisch, again, just so happy to have you on the program today. She's going to be coming back throughout this new program, this new series, to show you all kinds of new houses that are available for sale. So thank you so much, Misty. And right after this, folks, Oscar winner Bryan Fogel talking about his brand new film, Will He Need More Room on his mantle for his second Oscar? I'm going to chat with him right after this. Don't go anywhere. Folks, welcome back to the program. Happy New Year's Day to you. And I couldn't be happier to have Oscar winner Bryan Fogel joining us all the way from, well, I guess you're in Los Angeles, aren't you, buddy?
I'm in Los Angeles, yes.
So the last time I saw you, we had dinner in Santa Barbara. 3 weeks later, you won the Oscar. Now, we're going to talk about your new film, but I mean, had to be a game changer for you. Walk us through those couple of magical weeks for you.
Yeah, that's right. We had a screening up in Santa Barbara with Roger Durling for the film festival up there, and 3 weeks later, won the Academy Award. I mean, that was going to the Oscars, and we were one of the first awards called for the night. And sitting there, and literally, there's just a huge elephant on your shoulder, like you can't breathe. You're just like, and then and then they said Icarus, and it was just I don't know. I left my body for like 3-4 minutes, and you come out of that, you're like, whoa, what just happened? And I remember, it was incredible. And about 45 minutes later, after you go through the whole labyrinth underground of a Kodak theater, I come up and there's Joel Coen, the Coen brothers, sitting on the wings because Francis is on stage, Francis McDormand, and he starts telling me a story about like Sylvester Stallone, and I was like, this is crazy.
Well, that's great. Yeah, my wife was with us that night in Santa Barbara, and her friend called her, and she goes, I think your friend's going to win the Oscar tonight. And it was just, I don't know. So anyway, congratulations to that. We're here to talk about The Dissident, though. You know what's amazing about your documentaries, Bryan? Icarus, obviously full. You get completely involved in the subject. And The Dissident is no different. Icarus is obviously an incredibly powerful documentary, but The Dissident even more so. How did you decide that The Dissident was going to be your follow-up project to Icarus?
Well, I had been, trying to figure out what my next film was going to be, and having went through, the journey of Icarus, and ultimately what led to protecting Gregory Rodchenkov's life, bringing him to the United States, and to this day, when I'm able to get in contact with him through security and his lawyers, because he still lives in hiding, as there is a target on his back for the rest of his life. He always goes, Bryan, I wouldn't be alive if it wasn't for you. And as silly and cliche as that sounds, it kind of made me feel like I had a burden to continuing to tell stories, of truth. And as the murder of Jamal Khashoggi unfolded, globally over those couple of weeks of October 2018 and subsequent weeks that followed, as we understood that this story was really about freedom of press and freedom of journalism and freedom of speech and human rights, it checked all these boxes and what I was looking for in a story. There was a thriller there in the horrendous murder of Jamal, but there was an emotional journey in the story of Hatice Cengiz and his fiance that was waiting for him outside the consulate. There was the spy story and true unfolding threat of somebody's life with Omar Abdulaziz and the Saudi dissident living in self-exile in Montreal. And then there were all the political ramifications, the global ramifications, and essentially a crime that to this day has went unpunished, regardless of the conclusive evidence of the CIA and others that Mohammed bin Salman did order this murder. The Saudi money and investment and relationship with the United States, as we see in the film with the Trump administration, has been able to whitewash this crime.
Watching this movie, you're like, it pops up, courtesy of the Turkish police, all this. I mean, everybody went on camera for you. I cannot imagine creating those relationships. I mean, that is not something you call up and are filming that afternoon. Talk to us about, how do you create that trust? Because there's an amazing level of trust in this film that comes out on the screen.
And I think the Turks, over that months of time, realized that I wasn't there to exploit the story. And I let them know that. And I said, look, guys, I know what I'm asking for is a lot, but I think we have the ability, if you'll trust me, to have this story told over the next year they trusted and trusted and trusted. That led to them finally providing me with the full transcript, all that police footage, all the crime scene stuff. I mean, it was extraordinary. And while I think a lot of people might think they know the story of the murder of Jamal Khashoggi, in this film is so much information, evidence, audio from Omar, on and on, that has not been disclosed to the world or to other organizations.
Folks, The Dissident is in theaters right now. As Bryan said, you can watch it on demand on the 8th. Bryan, Oscar winner for Icarus, thank you so much for being on our New Year's Day show today. I really appreciate it.
Thanks, Brent. It's good to see you. I'm glad to see you're doing well. I haven't seen you for a little while, and thanks for talking to me. I like your Emmy in the background. That's very nice.
It's very subtle. It's very subtle. Where's your Oscar?
It's over my fireplace. I don't know where to put it. Where do you put it?
Well, folks, we're going to show the trailer to Bryan's movie right after a quick break. Don't go anywhere. Being a part of our first big broadcast here live on Happy New Year's Day from a very modest little studio here in West Des Moines, Iowa. Huge thanks to Lisa Marks. Her book, Ryan, is ready for you now, folks. It's fun. It's enjoyable. It's a great read. Check it out. Misty Soldwisch walked us through some houses. Couldn't be more grateful to her. And, of course, Oscar winner Bryan Fogel. You know, this is the week his movie got released. It's in theaters right now. You can go see it in theaters. And then a week from today, it's on demand. You can buy it streaming at your house there. So huge thanks to him for fitting in time to be with us in what is truly an incredibly busy week for him. This being the first follow-up film from his Oscar-winning film Icarus that you can watch right now on Netflix. And again, next week, folks, we've got writers, entertainers, actual royalty, business leaders, elected officials. You're going to want to check it out. Click subscribe on the YouTube channel, and then it'll pop up. You can watch it live, or, of course, as soon as it's done broadcasting, it goes to post, so you can watch it there anytime. And if you have ideas to how to make this program better, Roske@youriowa.com is the email address, Roske@youriowa.com. Let me know how I can improve this. We'd love to hear from you. And thank you for tuning in. We're going to, since it's a holiday, we're going to follow this with the holiday special. We produced it a few weeks ago. Had some great folks here from Iowa talking about holiday memories from the past and family, and how we're just all figuring out ways to connect with each other. And that's why this show exists, just trying to create a conversation that I hope will last a long time, folks. So again, thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you Monday morning.
Hi, I'm Pastor Morgan. This is my family, my wife, my children, a couple of my only 2 grandchildren. And we just wanted to tell you happy holidays this season. 2020 has been quite a year for all of us, and it's taught us a lot. It's to keep our families close and to love each other and take care of each other. So with more than 20 holidays between November 1st and January 1st in the United States. We wanted to wish all of you and yours happy holidays, and just remember to love each other, keep each other safe, keep each other close. We're all in this together. All right, happy holidays. We love you. Happy holidays. Happy holidays.
Okay, so when I was young, for years, I thought the Christmas tree could talk. Apparently, my dad would place a tape recorder under the tree, anticipating what I was going to say and help lead comments. And when I would come down for Christmas, the tree was talking to me. I would sit there and have a conversation with the tree. And for years, I thought it could talk. And that was one of my favorite memories from growing up.
Folks, welcome to the holiday special. Now, if you know me, you know I like to throw get-togethers. I like to have parties. Well, this is my version of this year's holiday party. So obviously we can't get together. We can't have a bunch of people indoors swapping stories and cocktails. So this is my version of that. So what are you going to see? So a lot of the clips here are actually pre-pandemic because I wanted to have a big supper club. I wanted tuxedos and martinis and people singing songs. Sadly, can't do that now. So I went through and some amazing folks gave clips, offered up clips. Noche is just a jewel here in Des Moines. And Tina Haas-Findlay and the owner Max Wellman are going to do an original Christmas song for you on stage in suits and beautiful clothes and live instruments. So that's a little later in the show. We're also the first thing we're going to send you is out to Los Angeles, the recording of a brand new Christmas album. It's called Christmas Lights. Eckhart and Torres are the composers. They got some of the best musicians out there, people who play with Ringo Starr and Don Henley and the whole list. That's an amazing group of musicians. That was filmed pre-pandemic as well out in California. Give a little taste of California sunshine with all this white stuff flying around. Also going to show former SNL cast member Gary Kroeger and his son Chris they're gonna do their impression of Bing Crosby and David Bowie. And I think that it's a little later in the program. But folks, if you like what you're seeing, throw a tip in the digital tip jar. It's just Venmo at Brent Roske. But I wanted to do something special. I wanted to do something for the holidays. This is my way of inviting you to the holiday party. Next year, we'll have a big blowout. But this year, let's do what we can. No, nobody's happy about social distancing. You know, they asked if I was going to take the vaccine. Begrudgingly, I said, yes, I'll be doing it. But let's do what we can to help out and get through this as quick as we can. So I'm wishing you a happy holiday season. Let's take a look here. Los Angeles, the recording of Christmas Lights, the brand new album. Let's take a look.
Just yesterday, we had Greg Dissident, one of the most well-respected drummers around, and he's currently on tour with Ringo Starr and everybody.
You can unwrap all her
Yeah, man, that's really cool. I've almost got my chart. First take through, I'll do like blue Sharpie. Then Mike might have some ideas, so I'll go orange, and then I'll go black for Brent's ideas. Frank might say, "Yeah, you got to crash on one there. It'll be green."
In some of those breaks too, like there's a little Gene Krupa type of the real just simple.
Yeah, you got it. It's the most wonderful time, Brent, of the year.
Being out here in Hollywood, a lot of times everything is just about money, and this is a project that I'm very happy to be a part of because it does give back. There's a philanthropic angle to it.
We'll cuddle up next to the Christmas tree.
I began working for Cirque du Soleil when I was 13. I started on a show called Kidam, and I was the lead singer and character in the show, and I toured all of North America and Japan. And since then, I have worked on 4 different touring shows and a resident show.
I've waited so long just for you to come home. It's Christmas time. I can't wait no more.
Yeah, I want to thank you, dear old Santa. Thank you, old Saint Nick. Thanks to old Kris Kringle, I got my Christmas wish.
And all this different talent for whatever particular genre, and it's really exciting. It's great to see how some of this stuff, when we start out, just on a piece of paper, and then all of a sudden it's produced and we're in the studio and you're hearing it. It's just really magical.
You can unwrap all of me.
Folks, thanks for watching so far. Don't go anywhere, because after the break, Dr. Franz Whitfield here came all the way down from Waterloo to visit with us today. He's going to talk about Christmas memories, a special Christmas lesson, and a story about Randy Macho Man Savage, which I was a big fan of back in the day. Right after these messages on the Roske Holiday Special. Don't go anywhere.
When you think Des Moines and art, you may say, isn't that where they have that world-famous State Fair butter cow? Yes, we do. Thanks for asking. But we also have a lot of non-dairy art, too. I mean, if the curators of the Papa John Sculpture Park, located in downtown Des Moines, were only concerned with highly churned bovines, how could they have put together these 29 public works of art, including the Nomad, which is one of the most selfied spots in the state? And what do Broadway producers think when they think Des Moines and art?
They think of a place where record-setting crowds from across the country show up to see world-class theater.
And that's why Book of Mormon, Dear Evan Hansen, and Hamilton all made sure that the Des Moines Civic Center was an early stop on their first U.S. tours. Rose me. We're a community that supports local artists with spaces like this one, home to 65 different artist studios that elevate our artists and make art accessible to everyone. Think natural beauty, because in Des Moines, even our plants are artful. And so is our food. Thanks to James Beard nominated chefs and over 1,000 locally owned restaurants. It's better. And with one of the top art festivals in the country, a vibrant arts center, awesome galleries, and a 6-mile downtown art route, there's literally art on every corner. So whether you prefer the Nomad at the Sculpture Park or the Butter Cow at the Iowa State Fair, our art scene has something for everyone, assuring that while taste is subjective, we'll never go out of style. Des Moines, the S's are silent, our art scene is bold. Oh yeah. Can I have a fork? I don't have a fork.
Hello, Brent, and hello to the good people of Iowa. UK calling. I'm in a little fishing village in the southeast of England called Leigh-on-Sea. Think of it as Sag Harbor, but with Cockney accents, and you won't go far wrong. So I'm here to wish you a happy Hanukkah and a Merry Christmas. I also want to tell you how Brent and I met. We were both invited to a costume party about 10 years ago in Los Angeles. Unfortunately, the woman who was holding the party changed her mind. Cut to Brent and I standing in the corner of a very large room, dressed as something out of The Great Gatsby, surrounded by people in jeans and t-shirts. So that was a bonding experience. But anyway, it's been the most challenging year. It really has for everybody, I know. Lockdown was hard, although I decided to publish my book, Ryan is Ready for You Now, The Ultimate Guide to Interviewing a Celebrity. I had to do something to fill my days, and I'm really pleased with the way it came out. It was a positive. But hopefully moving forward, we can all enjoy the holidays and with our loved ones, even if it's in person or on Zoom, and hope that 2021 is a better year for everybody. In the meantime, I am going to treat myself to a little cup of English breakfast tea, and then I'm going to go and call the Queen. So happy holidays, everyone.
Hello, everyone. My wife, Ann, and I would like to wish everybody a Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa,
Feliz Natal.
or whatever you celebrate. We're here in Phnom Penh, Cambodia. My name's Rob Joswiak, and I met Brent 18 years ago when I was an intern at NBC Studios in Burbank, California, and have watched Brent pretty much interview every important person in America since, and all his success in Iowa. So happy holidays to everybody back home, and here is to a much better 2021.
We wanted to say to all your Iowan friends, happy holidays.
So, and stay safe, wear a mask, wash your hands, and 6 feet distance. Just remember, every life matters. Our life matters, your life matters. And it is a great holiday to be alive. And I love my friendship with Brent very much. And congratulations to his wife and his beautiful daughter and the dog. You guys, that was a great photo today on Facebook. So just want to wish you the best.
Hi everyone, this is Joey Dreeland from Burbank, California. Wanting to wish everybody out there in the United States, England and Ireland a very, very Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and be safe everyone.
Hey everybody, my daughter Taylor and I. Hi! We want to wish you, Brent, your family, your loved ones, all of your viewers a very healthy and happy holiday season. And you know, Brent, after knowing you for 3.5 decades, I think we're due for a little bit of coffee soon, right?
Happy holidays, everyone.
Happy holidays, everybody.
Wishing you all out there a glimmer of candles, echo of holy chants and contentments, and happiness today, tomorrow, and forever. Have a happy, safe, and healthy holiday.
Merry Christmas from my family to yours. I am thankful for my friends, my family, and even my silly habits. Happy holidays!
Season's greetings from Santa Monica, California. My name's Jeff Bragg. I'm down in the sand in beautiful Santa Monica, down by the pier. If you can see the Ferris wheel and all that roller coaster and all that good stuff. Anyway, just wanted to wish everybody in Iowa happy holidays. Merry Christmas, if that's your thing. If not, however you celebrate it, I hope it's a good one. And 2021 brings everybody good stuff. And that's it. Thanks, Brent, and say hi to the fam for me. We'll see you soon.
I remember it was a Christmas. I was a young Marquez. You know what I mean? I wasn't as fly as I am right now. I didn't get anything for Christmas. But when I say I didn't get nothing for Christmas, I mean like I got to my grandmama's house and then I got some socks and whatnot. You feel me? It was one of those. And the point of that is you don't actually need none of that stuff that you want. Just stay focused, you know what I'm saying? Don't let things derail you. Everything will work out.
When December comes and Yuletide stars are all aglow, smiling faces, hopeful graces, everywhere I go, I wonder as I wonder how life could be so blessed. It may not be our first Noel, but it might just be the best. I wish you all the blessings that your heart can hold. Holiday songs and warm embracing when your world grows cold. More than the old December tidings, it's a sweet forever song. I wish you peace and joy and love and Christmas all year long. I wish you peace and joy and love and Christmas all year long. What the world needs now is a Christmas kind of love. What the world needs now is a Christmas kind of love. May our kindness arise. May we all be blessed. It may not be our first Noel, but it might just be the best. I wish you all the blessings that your heart can hold. Holiday songs and warm embracing when your world grows old. More than the old December tidings, it's a sweet forever song. I wish you peace and joy and love and Christmas all year long. I wish you peace and joy and love and Christmas all year long.
Merry Christmas and Happy New Year from Ankeny, Iowa.
My fondest memories is actually back to my birth. I was born in El Paso, Texas, and had an unusual birth. My mother passed away 3 days after I was born, and my father, my biological father, had left my mother, and so I was all alone. My grandparents came from Des Moines, Iowa, and got me and raised me here in Des Moines. And I was a spoiled kid. I had no brothers or sisters, and got everything that I wanted. I finally remember my grandparents taking me to the Target here as a child, and always seeing Santa Claus every year into the store. And so I'll always remember that. Hulk Hogan was one of my favorite wrestlers in the WWF. And I remember wanting this specific toy at the store and said, this is something that I really want. And so when I told them what I wanted, I just expected that I was going to get this specific toy for Christmas. And then when Christmas Day came, I opened up the present and it was not the Hulk Hogan toy. And I was so upset. I made a fuss. Even worse, it was a Macho Man Randy Savage toy, which I really didn't care for too much because Hulk Hogan was my favorite wrestler. And I was so upset that they didn't get me what I wanted. I remember my grandparents sitting me down and telling me what the true meaning of Christmas was. And they told me two things. The first thing they told me is that Christmas is about remembering Jesus's birth and how we're alive and how we're blessed because of his birth. An unknown source once said that Christ was content being born in a stable so that we could have a mansion in heaven when we die. Jesus made sacrifices for us, not just throughout the journey of his life, but even in the boundaries of his birth. And then the second and last thing that my grandparents taught me was the importance of serving others. And I remember when I was a child, my godmother would take me to the Shriners here in Des Moines every Christmas, and we would feed meals and serve meals to the elderly, and we would serve them to the less fortunate. And one of the things that my godmother taught me and my grandparents taught me is that, you know, it may be you one day. And so one of the things that I would say in closing is that if I could leave one thing with you today, you may get everything that your heart's desire for Christmas. It may be a new car, it may be clothes, it may be money, but the best gift that we could ever have is Jesus. And that's a gift that you have access to 365 days a year.
Holidays to me growing up, it was all around having a big family. And my grandparents live in a farmhouse in southern Iowa. My grandma is still in the same farmhouse at 98 years old.
And the house seemed huge when I was little, but it is not. And my mom has a large family, being the youngest of 6, every sibling having 3 or 4 kids of their own. And so just my big Christmas memories are a packed farmhouse, sitting under the tables, playing with my cousins, and just everyone playing cards, opening gifts, just having a great time. So I hope everyone watching is able to spend time with the people that are important to them this Christmas. 2020 has been a challenging time for gatherings, and whatever way that we are able to right now celebrate and be together, we'll take it, because it's been a challenging year, and I think everyone's excited to get to the next.
Hey guys, it's Victoria here from Cycle Bar Jordan Creek, located in the heart of West Des Moines, Iowa on Jordan Creek Parkway. We understand during the crazy times, taking care of ourselves both mentally and physically can be a bit of a challenge in the chaos. So I'm here today to share some at-home fitness tips to keep you moving during the holiday season.
Create a schedule. It's important to set aside time for your workouts so that you are able to eliminate distractions and hold yourself accountable to staying committed to your fitness goals. Create space. This means setting up a designated space in your apartment, home, or wherever you are to make the most of your at-home workouts. Make use out of items at home for your workouts. Save money by utilizing standard household items at your house for different movements. For example, chairs are great for tricep dips, and paper plates are great on hard surfaces for sliding plank movements.
We'd love for you to come and check out our awesome community and studio here at Cycle Bar Jordan Creek.
Merry Christmas, everybody! Santa just wanted to stop, take a little time out of his very busy schedule. I want you to know Christmas is coming. It will be here in a few days. And please, you guys, quit fighting with each other. There's entirely too much of that going on. So from everybody up at the North Pole, all the elves, the reindeer, they'll scratch something in the dirt for you. And of course, Mrs. Claus, who wishes that she was here with me today, and myself. Merry Christmas, everybody!
Well, hello, everyone. Bing Crosby here, coming to you from heaven. Yes, that's right. I'm in heaven, in spite of what some of my children might think. And I'm up here enjoying a glass of Minute Maid orange juice. A delicious addition to any breakfast table. Now, I know what you're saying. You don't look a bit like Bing Crosby. Not with that beard and contemporary glasses. Well, up here in heaven, we can do whatever we want. And I like to stay contemporary. Call this my COVID beard. Yeah, saying I don't sound much like Bing Crosby either. In fact, you sound a little bit like a drunk Dean Martin. Well, just between you and me, I think old Dino was kind of borrowing from Derbingle, don't you think? And a few others like Frank Sinatra and, oh yeah, even Elvis Presley, don't you think? A little bit of Derbingle in them? Well, speaking of influence, I'd like to bring up a friend of mine who came up here a few years ago. I think he's got a little bit of my influence with him too. Please say hello to David Bowie. How are you, David?
I'm well. How are you, Derbingle?
Well, it's good to see you. You know, we got together right before I died, and we sang Little Drummer Boy. It was a big hit. People really enjoyed it. We'd love to sing it now, but it's not public domain. And up here in heaven, we follow the rules. So we're going to sing a Christmas song, a holiday song that is public domain. I think you'll recognize it. You just join me. Oh, come, all ye faithful, joyful and triumphant. Oh, come ye to Bethlehem.
Come and behold him, born the King of angels. Oh, come, let us adore.
Oh, come, let us adore him. Oh, come, let us adore him. Christ the Lord. Oh, you inspired me. And you went up on me in there. That's what you young fellas can do there. Well, you know what, David? It's good to see you. Next time you come by, why don't you join me for a glass of Minute Maid orange
Well,
juice?
next time, how about we do Let's Dance?
I have no idea what that means. Happy holidays, everyone. Heavenly.
Merry Christmas, Iowa, from Napa, California, with the Laura Show family, and this is our backyard roller coaster.
Folks, that's it for the Lo-Fi Christmas Holiday Special. Thanks so much for watching. You know, Marquez, doing art in the pandemic has been a challenge. How has 2020 been for you? We're coming up on the end of it.
Yeah, I mean, for me, of course it sucks. I haven't been able to do no shows, and I just put this album out. But at the same time, it's been cool because it's like it forced. I feel like my listeners like listened. You know what I'm saying? They had the time to actually consume and understand the messaging I was trying to get across. And so I don't know. I just feel like it made everybody, especially in my ecosystem, tighter and closer.
No, Marquez isn't only an entrepreneur. He's not only an artist. He's done something that I've always wanted to do, never could figure out how to do it. You got your own brand of whiskey, and you got a big announcement. So first of all, tell people what it's called.
Yeah, so I want to let everybody know. So Burn the Boats, limited edition straight raw whiskey. It's the follow-up to my first release. I'm excited to announce, man, because people have been asking. It's only been available in stores right before Christmas here, coming up right now. It'll be available for you to get under your Christmas tree, putting that stock in 45 states online.
Wow.
Yes. Yes.
Let me tell you something. I know how hard that is. A million years ago, I tried to do a vodka label. I'm like, there's no way to do it. Well, congrats how to do it. And by the way, it's delicious. It's fantastic. And this is called Burn the Boats. You can buy this in town now.
Yeah, you can get it here, Hy-Vee, Fairway, anywhere that's carrying it. If they don't carry it, just tell them to holler at me or holler at the ABD. They got it. We can get it to you. You know what I mean? So Burn the Boats. And be on the lookout for that new. I'm gonna go ahead and drop a little teaser. Silk Road Bourbon. I'm not gonna say a lot. Silk Road Bourbon.
You heard it here first. And if people, what's the website? How do they learn more?
They can go to zayedrod.com. They can go to mediafreshrecords.com. They can check us out on Instagram and Facebook, everywhere that you consume places and follow people and all that. You could I might set up a specific site just for this so you can get you know what I mean, special merch because we got vinyl and all that dropping soon. So. But yeah, it's gonna be a dope 2021, dope Christmas too. So
Marquez is doing everything I dreamed about doing. So I'm in awe. Marquez is my hero. And once I was gonna do a toast on camera, but we're told the TV folks don't like that. So he and I are gonna have a toast after we wrap here. I just want to express a deep my best wishes for a new year for you folks. Any word to the people watching?
Just stay safe, stay away from each other, and because I want to do shows again. Stay away from each other, but love on each other, stay in contact, eat right. Yeah, have a happy time.
Folks, here's to a great new year. Thanks for watching.